Most of us chase health through diets, gym memberships, and expensive supplements, but what if the real secrets were hidden in plain sight? The Amish, who live simple, old-fashioned lives, have some of the lowest rates of chronic disease in America. Today, I'm going to share 5 powerful Amish tips for staying healthy, practices you can apply in your own life to boost energy, strength, and longevity. For the Amish, physical work is not something they do just to stay in shape. It is woven into the very fabric of their daily lives. From the moment the sun rises until it sets, their routines are built around tasks that demand movement, strength, and endurance. Unlike modern lifestyles where many of us spend hours sitting at desks, glued to screens, or relying on machines for convenience, the Amish embrace hard physical work as part of their survival and way of life. This constant activity is one of the core reasons they tend to enjoy strong bodies, better health, and fewer issues related to obesity or chronic diseases that are often linked to sedentary living. Daily farm chores play a major role in keeping them fit. Men and women alike wake early to feed animals, milk cows, gather eggs, haul water, and prepare for the day's labor. These tasks may seem small individually, but together they create hours of continuous movement that keeps the body engaged. Carrying buckets, lifting hay bales, pushing wheelbarrows, and chopping wood engage muscles that many people today pay to exercise at the gym. For the Amish, these natural workouts are built into their duties, meaning they stay active without ever having to schedule exercise time. Walking is another essential part of Amish life. Since they avoid cars, many rely on their own 2 feet or horse-drawn buggies to get from place to place. Children walk to school, adults walk to neighbors' homes, and much of their social and community life involves moving from one farm or settlement to another on foot. This regular walking promotes cardiovascular health, builds stamina, and reduces the risks associated with inactivity. Unlike modern city dwellers who sometimes struggle to fit even a short walk into their routines, the Amish average far more daily steps simply because walking is a necessity, not a choice. Manual labor is another cornerstone of their physical lifestyle. Farming, carpentry, sewing, cooking, and building all require a level of effort that strengthens the body naturally. Men often spend hours plowing fields, sawing lumber, or constructing barns, while women engage in equally demanding tasks like gardening, washing clothes by hand, cooking large meals, and canning food for winter. These are not occasional chores, they are daily responsibilities. The constant repetition builds endurance, keeps joints flexible, and prevents many of the muscular and skeletal issues associated with inactivity. Interestingly, this kind of physical work also comes without the artificial strain of modern workouts. In gyms, people often focus on isolated muscle groups or push their bodies through repetitive routines. The Amish, however, get a more balanced form of activity because their work varies throughout the day. One moment they might be bending to plant seeds, the next lifting heavy firewood, and later walking long distances across farmland. This variety creates a natural, full-body workout that keeps them strong without the need for structured exercise programs. Beyond the physical benefits, hard work also strengthens mental and emotional health. The Amish see labor not as a burden but as a meaningful contribution to their families and communities. When they build a barn together or tend fields as a family, they are not only exercising their bodies but also reinforcing bonds of cooperation and purpose. This sense of usefulness and connection helps reduce stress, which in turn supports overall health. Modern science supports the benefits of this lifestyle. Studies of Amish communities have shown lower rates of obesity and lifestyle-related illnesses compared to the general population. This difference is largely attributed to the sheer amount of physical activity built into their everyday routines. Where the average modern person may need to carve out an hour for exercise, the Amish naturally engage in 5 to 6 hours of moderate to vigorous activity daily without ever stepping foot in a gym. Hard physical work is not glamorous, but it is effective. The Amish remind us that staying healthy does not require fancy equipment, expensive memberships, or trendy workout programs. By simply living in a way that demands movement and effort, they maintain strong, resilient bodies. Their lifestyle proves that the foundation of good health can be as simple as walking more, working with your hands, and embracing physical labor as a natural and valuable part of life. For the Amish, food is more than just fuel, It is a way of life, a reflection of their values, and one of the strongest reasons they enjoy good health. Unlike the modern diet, which is often full of processed foods, refined sugars, and artificial additives, the Amish rely heavily on fresh, natural ingredients grown or raised on their own land. Their meals are built around homegrown vegetables, pasture-raised meats, and dairy products that undergo minimal processing. This back-to-basics approach to eating not only nourishes their bodies but also creates a healthier relationship with food itself. Vegetables form a cornerstone of the Amish diet, and because most families maintain large gardens, fresh produce is always available. Tomatoes, beans, corn, squash, cucumbers, potatoes, and leafy greens grow in abundance, and families spend long hours planting, tending, and harvesting. These foods are not trucked in from thousands of miles away but picked straight from the soil and brought directly to the table. This ensures higher nutritional value since the produce is fresher, richer in vitamins, and free of the preservatives often used in grocery store produce. Seasonal eating also gives the Amish variety throughout the year, as summer provides fresh greens, fall brings root vegetables and squash, and winter meals rely on canned or preserved goods prepared months in advance. Pasture-raised meats are another important part of their diet. Amish families raise their own chickens, cows, pigs, and sometimes sheep or goats, ensuring that the animals are cared for in natural environments. Because these animals graze in open pastures and live on a diet much closer to what nature intended, their meat and milk are far healthier compared to factory-farmed alternatives. The meat tends to be leaner, higher in essential nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, and free from the hormones or antibiotics that are so common in industrial farming. For the Amish, knowing exactly where their food comes from is not just about health, it is about trust, stewardship, and respect for the land and animals. Dairy products, especially milk, butter, yogurt, and cheese, are staples in Amish households. Since most families own cows or have access to fresh milk, dairy is consumed in its most natural form. Instead of being heavily processed and stripped of nutrients, Amish dairy products are often raw or minimally pasteurized, retaining the beneficial enzymes and probiotics that aid digestion and strengthen the immune system. Butter is churned at home, cheese is often made in small batches, and yogurt can be prepared with simple ingredients rather than loaded with sugar and artificial flavors. These traditions not only keep dairy healthier but also connect families to the process of making their own food. Minimal processing is a defining feature of the Amish diet. While many modern households rely on packaged snacks, frozen meals, and fast food, Amish kitchens are full of jars, sacks, and baskets of real food. Canning is one of their most important traditions, as it allows vegetables, fruits, and even meats to be preserved for winter months. This method locks in nutrients and provides families with access to healthy meals year-round without the need for store-bought preservatives. Baking is also common, with bread made fresh from flour, yeast, and water instead of being bought from shelves lined with chemical-laden loaves. This way of eating also reduces sugar and artificial additives, both of which are linked to modern health issues like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. While the Amish do enjoy desserts, they are usually homemade with natural sweeteners like honey, molasses, or maple syrup. Even these treats are consumed in moderation, balanced out by a diet built around wholesome meals. What makes the Amish approach to food so powerful is that it connects them directly to the source of what they eat. By growing, raising, and preparing their own food, they not only nourish their bodies but also strengthen their sense of self-sufficiency and appreciation for the land. Modern science supports these practices, showing that diets rich in whole foods, fresh vegetables, natural proteins, and minimally processed dairy contribute to lower risks of chronic diseases and better long-term health. The Amish lifestyle demonstrates that health does not come from fad diets or expensive supplements but from returning to the basics of eating fresh, natural food. Their daily meals are simple, yet deeply nourishing, and their habits remind us that the closer we stay to nature, the healthier our bodies and minds can be. One of the most fascinating and beneficial aspects of the Amish lifestyle is their practice of seasonal eating, a natural rhythm that has been largely lost in modern society where grocery stores offer strawberries in December and tomatoes in January. For the Amish, food is closely tied to the seasons, not only because they grow much of it themselves, but also because they respect the cycles of nature. Their diet changes throughout the year, reflecting what the land produces at different times, and this constant variety helps ensure that they receive a wide range of nutrients that support long-term health. In the spring, when the land awakens after a long, cold winter, the Amish turn to early crops such as spinach, lettuce, radishes, peas, and asparagus. These fresh greens, packed with vitamins like A, C, and K, as well as minerals and antioxidants, are exactly what the body needs after months of preserved and stored foods. The freshness of these foods provides a sense of renewal, both physically and mentally, and families look forward to the light, crisp meals of early spring after heavier winter diets. Eggs also become more plentiful in spring as hens begin laying more consistently with longer daylight hours, adding protein and healthy fats to the diet. By the time summer arrives, Amish gardens are overflowing with abundance. This is the season of tomatoes, cucumbers, corn, zucchini, beans, and a wide variety of berries and fruits. Meals during this time are often colorful and vibrant, with fresh salads, fruit pies, and vegetable-rich dishes forming the backbone of daily eating. Water-rich foods like melons and cucumbers also help the body stay hydrated in the heat of summer, while fresh herbs like basil, mint, and dill add both flavor and medicinal benefits. Summer is also the time for canning and preserving, as families work tirelessly to capture the bounty of the harvest for use in colder months. The diet during this season is at its most diverse, and the Amish rarely lack essential vitamins and minerals because they consume such a wide range of produce. As the weather turns cooler and autumn sets in, the Amish diet shifts once again. This is the season of root vegetables, squashes, pumpkins, apples, and pears. These foods are heartier, denser, and more calorie-rich, aligning perfectly with the body's need to prepare for the colder months ahead. Potatoes, carrots, turnips, and beets provide a strong base for warm, nourishing meals like stews and roasts. Apples and pumpkins become staples for baking, and cider pressing is a seasonal activity enjoyed by families and communities alike. The foods of autumn also store well, meaning families can rely on them for several months without spoilage. Nutritionally, this shift ensures an increase in complex carbohydrates, fiber, and vitamins essential for maintaining energy and immunity as daylight shortens and temperatures drop. Winter, though harsher and less abundant in fresh produce, does not leave the Amish without healthy food options. This is the time when preserved and canned goods shine. Shelves in Amish basements or pantries are stocked with jars of tomatoes, beans, corn, pickles, peaches, and jams, all preserved during the summer and fall. Root vegetables, which store well in cool cellars, continue to provide nutrition, and dried beans and grains like oats and wheat remain staples. Dairy products such as butter, cheese, and milk, along with meat from livestock butchered in late fall, supply essential protein and fat during the colder months. Winter meals tend to be more filling and energy-dense, supporting the body's need for warmth and stamina. This seasonal rotation in eating habits not only keeps the Amish diet interesting but also ensures that their nutritional intake remains balanced. Each season offers different vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that the body needs, and by eating in harmony with the cycles of nature, the Amish avoid the monotony and nutritional gaps that can come from eating the same foods year-round. For example, spring greens help cleanse and rejuvenate, summer fruits provide hydration and antioxidants, autumn produce builds strength and reserves, and winter foods sustain energy and warmth. Beyond nutrition, seasonal eating also creates a deeper connection to nature and gratitude for food. The anticipation of certain crops, like strawberries in early summer or pumpkins in the fall, makes meals more meaningful. There is joy in knowing that each food has its time, and it encourages mindfulness in eating. For the Amish, meals are not rushed conveniences but experiences rooted in tradition and respect for the land. By aligning their diet with the natural cycles of the earth, the Amish maintain a healthier balance than most modern eaters. Seasonal eating provides variety, preserves nutrient diversity, and keeps their food free from the industrial processes that strip away both health benefits and flavor. It is a reminder that eating with the seasons is not only better for the body but also for the soul, offering both nourishment and harmony with the world around us. One of the greatest differences between Amish communities and mainstream modern society is the way they approach sweetness in their diet. In a world where sodas, candies, processed desserts, and packaged snacks are consumed daily, often without a second thought, the Amish take a very different path. They avoid processed sugar as much as possible and instead rely on natural sweeteners like honey, maple syrup, sorghum, and sometimes molasses to add flavor and balance to their meals. This isn't just a matter of preference, it's deeply connected to health, sustainability, and a way of life that emphasizes natural simplicity over artificial convenience. By doing this, the Amish protect themselves from many of the modern health issues that plague those who consume too much refined sugar, such as diabetes, obesity, and heart problems. Honey is one of the most commonly used natural sweeteners in Amish communities. Many families raise their own bees, not only for honey but also for the wax used in candles and other household needs. Honey provides a sweetness that is rich, floral, and layered, unlike the one-dimensional taste of refined white sugar. More importantly, it comes with a wide range of health benefits. Honey contains trace vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, and antibacterial properties. When consumed in moderation, it boosts the immune system, soothes sore throats, and provides quick, natural energy without the blood sugar spikes and crashes associated with processed sugar. For the Amish, honey is often drizzled over homemade bread, stirred into tea, or used in baking pies, cookies, and cakes, giving a wholesome sweetness that nourishes rather than harms. Maple syrup is another staple in their kitchens, especially in communities located in regions with abundant maple trees. The tapping of maple trees each spring is both a tradition and a practical activity, providing families with gallons of syrup that last throughout the year. Unlike the artificial syrups sold in most grocery stores, Amish maple syrup is pure, unprocessed, and full of minerals like manganese and zinc. It has a complex, caramel-like flavor that enhances pancakes, oatmeal, or even savory glazes for meats and vegetables. The act of collecting and boiling down sap is labor-intensive, but it creates a stronger bond between the people and the food they consume. It is a reminder that sweetness does not have to come from a factory but can flow directly from nature. Sorghum and molasses also make appearances in Amish cooking, especially in baked goods and traditional recipes passed down for generations. These sweeteners are not only flavorful but also provide nutrients that refined sugar completely lacks. Molasses, for instance, contains iron, calcium, magnesium, and potassium, making it a far healthier option than the empty calories of processed sugar. Sorghum syrup, derived from sorghum cane, has a rich, slightly tangy flavor that adds depth to breads, cakes, and sauces. These natural sweeteners are reminders that food, even sweet food, can be nourishing when it is made with care and thoughtfulness. What makes this approach so effective is that Amish communities don't eliminate sweetness from their lives, rather, they redefine it. By avoiding processed sugar, they avoid the addictive cycle that so many modern people fall into, where cravings lead to overconsumption and health problems. Instead, their sweets are often tied to special occasions, family gatherings, or seasonal traditions. A pie sweetened with maple syrup might be served at a community dinner, or cookies made with honey might be baked for Christmas. These moments of sweetness carry meaning and joy, not mindless snacking. Additionally, because Amish families bake and cook nearly everything from scratch, they know exactly what goes into their food. There are no hidden sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and no preservatives lurking in the meals they share. This transparency creates not only healthier bodies but also a healthier relationship with food. Children grow up understanding that treats are natural, homemade, and part of a balanced diet, not something pulled off a store shelf in bright packaging. The long-term health benefits of this lifestyle are evident. By consuming natural sweeteners in moderation, the Amish are less likely to struggle with the chronic diseases that are rampant in modern society. Their reliance on whole, unprocessed foods combined with physical activity and community-centered living helps maintain steady energy levels, strong immune systems, and healthy weights. The sweetness in their diet is not overwhelming or addictive but rather balanced and wholesome. This way of eating offers a lesson to anyone seeking better health. Replacing refined sugar with natural alternatives like honey or maple syrup can dramatically improve not only physical well-being but also the way one experiences food. Sweetness becomes something to savor, not something to binge. It becomes a gift from nature rather than a manufactured addiction. The Amish remind us that true health is not about denying pleasure but about finding it in ways that nourish body and spirit at the same time. By returning to simple, natural sweeteners, they maintain a lifestyle that honors tradition, supports sustainability, and promotes lifelong wellness in ways that modern society could learn a great deal from. One of the defining traits of Amish life is the absence of fast food in their daily routine. While much of the modern world has grown dependent on drive-thrus, frozen dinners, and pre-packaged meals filled with preservatives and artificial ingredients, the Amish continue to live in a way that prioritizes cooking from scratch. Every meal is carefully prepared at home using fresh ingredients, and this practice not only keeps them healthier but also reinforces family bonds and traditions. By staying away from fast food, they naturally avoid the dangerous levels of sodium, unhealthy fats, and refined sugars that contribute to obesity, high blood pressure, and other chronic diseases in the general population. Instead, their meals are balanced, nourishing, and deeply rooted in sustainability. Cooking from scratch means that Amish households are intimately connected to their food supply. Many of the ingredients used in their kitchens come directly from their own farms or gardens. Vegetables like potatoes, carrots, beans, and cabbages are staples, and when prepared in stews, soups, and casseroles, they provide fiber, vitamins, and minerals without the artificial additives that are so common in fast food. Dairy products such as fresh milk, butter, and cheese are produced locally, often from their own cows, and meats come from animals raised without hormones or industrial processing. In this way, Amish families eat foods that are not only fresher but also cleaner and safer for the body. The act of preparing meals at home also ensures portion control and mindfulness. When someone drives through a fast food chain, it's easy to overeat because meals are designed to be oversized, salty, and addictive. Amish meals, however, are built around moderation and balance. A plate might consist of roast chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans, and fresh bread, followed by a simple dessert like fruit pie. Each part of the meal is made intentionally, and nothing is hidden. There are no chemicals, flavor enhancers, or preservatives, just honest food made with care. Another benefit of avoiding fast food is the preservation of cultural recipes and traditions. Amish cooking is rich with heritage, and many families still make dishes the same way their grandparents did generations ago. Recipes are passed down within communities, and cooking is often a communal activity where children learn by watching and helping their parents. This ensures that mealtime is not just about feeding the body but also about keeping traditions alive and fostering family unity. In a world where many families eat in silence with their eyes glued to screens, the Amish still gather around the table to pray, talk, and enjoy meals together, strengthening social bonds and emotional health. Health outcomes are directly tied to this way of eating. By avoiding fast food, the Amish are less likely to suffer from the diet-related illnesses that affect so many people today. Fast food is notorious for its high trans fats, which contribute to heart disease, as well as hidden sugars that raise the risk of diabetes. Preservatives and additives in processed foods can cause inflammation and digestive problems over time. The Amish sidestep these risks simply by sticking to whole, natural foods. Their diet is naturally aligned with what nutritionists recommend: lean proteins, whole grains, fresh vegetables, and moderate amounts of natural fats and sweets. Another often overlooked advantage is the financial one. While many people turn to fast food for convenience, it comes at a hidden cost to long-term health and budgets. The Amish, by growing much of their own food and cooking at home, save money and reduce dependence on outside systems. This frugality not only supports their self-sufficiency but also teaches resilience. The money that others might spend weekly at fast food chains is instead invested in seeds, livestock, and preservation methods that yield long-term benefits for the family. Cooking from scratch also creates a healthier mindset about food. Instead of viewing meals as quick fixes to hunger, the Amish see them as part of life's rhythm, something to be appreciated and enjoyed. They prepare food slowly, with patience, and this mindfulness translates into healthier eating habits. When people slow down to eat meals made from whole ingredients, they tend to feel more satisfied and are less likely to overconsume. The quality of the food outweighs the quantity, which keeps weight and energy levels in balance. In addition, avoiding fast food reduces exposure to harmful chemicals used in modern packaging and processing. Many fast food containers are coated with substances that can leach into the food, while preservatives keep food looking fresh but contribute little to nutrition. The Amish lifestyle bypasses these hazards entirely by sticking with simple, natural methods of cooking and storage, such as canning, root cellars, and homemade jars of sauces, jams, and pickles. The absence of fast food in Amish life is more than a dietary choice, it is part of a larger philosophy that values health, self-sufficiency, and family connection over convenience. Their bodies stay stronger, their traditions remain alive, and their communities are healthier because of this commitment. In a society where fast food has become the norm and health problems are rampant, the Amish offer a powerful reminder that good health and happiness often come from the simplest practices: cooking at home, eating whole foods, and taking the time to share meals with loved ones. This intentional approach to eating shows that avoiding fast food is not about deprivation but about nourishment, balance, and living in harmony with both body and spirit. If you found these Amish health secrets inspiring, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Smart Frugal Living, and share this video with someone who's looking for natural, practical ways to live healthier. And let me know in the comments, which Amish tip would you try first in your own life?